Welcome back to the channel everyone for another ESO build video. I'm Fuzzy Juggernaut. Today I'll be showing you my Light Armor Magicka Templar build for the Markarth patch. This is part 2 to the one that I put out the other day. But first, before I get into the build, if you like this video or the content on this channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and push that notification bell to get the latest content from this channel. Now let's get into the build. As I mentioned earlier, this will be the second part of the build series from the video that I put out the other day. However, I must tell you this build will require some skill and isn't the easiest to play. This is for the more experienced player at MagPlar. If you're new to the MagPlar and you're wanting to try this build, I suggest checking out my heavy armor setup for this build. The link to that video will be in the description below. But this build puts out a lot of damage and can burst other players down real fast. You will have to have some good kiting skill, but overall we have good resistances and decent amount of health. We have really good sustain, decent survivability with high damage and crazy heals. This build also works really well in CP and in non-CP, but enough talk, let's get into the build. Alright, here we are. Let's hop into the character sheet. So this is going to be the light armor build version. I am a dark elf on this for the race. You can go with Breton, high elf, Argonian, whatever you'd like. The heavy armor build I run Argonian on, but for this build I chose Dark Elf. I like Dark Elf a lot. It's one of my favorite races in the game. We are 54 points into Magicka, 10 into health. You can run all into Magicka if you'd like. We have 33,000 Magicka, which is more than enough for me. If you need more, you can substitute other things in to get more Magicka resource pool. We have 2,000 recovery, 26.5k max health, 1,000 health recovery almost, max stamina 17,420, and we have a little over 1,000 stamina recovery. So overall nice stats on that, and those all go up to, well, Magicka recovery goes up to 3k, stamina goes up to 2k, and the health recovery goes up to 2k when we drink a potion. We have 2358 spell damage with 43.6% crit. That's actually going to be 42% crit, so they must have just got a bonus in here in the campaign I'm in. But it'll be at 42%. If you take off the monster set, you'll be at like 38 to 40%. And we have 16,600 spell resistance, and we have 15,400 physical resistance with almost 2,600 critical resistance. I'm running Bewitched Sugar Skulls on here. This works really good well, and like I said, we have high stat resource pools with good recoveries. But you can choose to run Clockwork Citrus Fillet. It's completely up to you. Whatever you'd like to do. Clockwork Citrus Fillet will give you way more regen, but you will sacrifice some of your Magicka, so you'll be down to like 30k Magicka, something like that, 31k, and then you'll have, I think, 25k health. So it's up to you what you want to do. This build works really well in CP and in non-CP, so it's very nice. We are running the Atronach for the recovery. Now, like I said, if you go with the other food, Clockwork, you can substitute this out and get the Apprentice for more spell damage or the Lover for penetration. We're in light armor, and because of the passives we have and the skills we're using, you really don't need the Lover, but you can if you want to just go overboard with it. It's completely up to you. We are stage 1 vampire on here. You don't need to go any higher than that. I kept the vampire pretty much on here. You really don't need it, but I'll get into why you can keep it. Like I said, I use this build on multiple things, so I'm my MagPlar and among other things, but it actually works to our benefit also in a way. So if you feel too squishy with this, you can just get rid of vamp or not even get it. Go into our inventory, supplies, no, slottables, there we go. So those are the two foods you can run: Bewitch, Clockwork, Crown Tri Restoration Potions or Essence of Health, Tri-Stat Potions, or Movability Pots if you want. But we have skills on our bars that allow us to get out of CC, immunity, and all that stuff. So our first set is going to be War Maidens. I know I use this in some of my other builds too, but War Maiden is honestly one of the best Magicka sets for damage and DPS that you can get in the game, specifically only for certain races and classes. So pretty much like the Warden and the Nightblade and the Magplars. This set's really good. I have Nirnhoned on here with weapon damage enchantment. You can put sharpened if you'd like for more penetration. I just kept the Nern Hone because I've had it like that for a while. This is going to give us spell crit, max magicka, spell damage, and 600 spell damage to your magic damage abilities. So we're going to be hitting hard. When we're buffed up, we're at 37 something plus 600, so that puts us at 43 something spell damage. We've got a ton of penetration, and we can put a lot of pressure on people and burst them down real quick. Our back bar. You don't have to run Vatistrands, but I have Vatistrands, or however you say it, Vatistrands Frost Staff on here for blocking. And then also I have Nern Hone on here because I use it for other builds also, but you don't have to have Nern Hone. You can have infused, sharpened, whatever you'd like. You could put weapon damage enchantment on here and something else on your front bar if you'd like, but like I said, I use this for something else, so completely up to you. The Frost Staff works really well though because I'm able to block and use it like a sword and board. You just don't get the resistances and extra buffs that you get from having sword and board, but this works really well because this is going to allow us to put a dot on them. This is only on the back bar. Monster Set Helm, we're going to be running infused with max magicka enchantment on here. This is really nice because it gives us that spell crit, but it also gives us minor berserk, which is really nice too, increasing our damage by 5%. Unfortunately, they nerfed it, when Markarth came out, but it's still 5% extra damage on top of the massive spell damage that we have and decent crit that we have, so it's a really good set. Then I have Curses of Eternal Vigor. So we have our Eternal Vigor set. This is going to be our second set, main set anyways. And we have max health on here, or max magic on here with a reinforced enchantment on the big piece. This is a really nice set. This is going to give us a lot of recovery, health, and then more recovery. Then when we go below 50%, we get 987 health recovery. Along with our pots, if you use those, you'll be at 3k health recovery, which is really nice. Really nice, and it saves your ass, I'll tell you that right now, especially being in light armor. Then we have max magic enchant on the slime crawl shoulders. These are both light, so we're running 5 light, 2 heavy. Heavy on the chest and heavy on the legs. If you don't have these pieces, you can switch them around however you see fit, but this is one of the best outcomes you can get for the build. We have divines on these. Preferably you want impenetrable or even reinforced, whatever you'd like, but you can. Divines is not the worst, and neither is infused anymore. It's going to give you more resources, and this is going to boost your Mundus Stone, so whatever Mundus Stone you have is going to be increased. So I don't find them too out of whack anymore. War Maiden belt, we have max magic enchant with impenetrable. War Maiden gloves with impenetrable, max magicka. And then we have reinforced Eternal Vigor legs with a tri-stat enchant, just because I use these on other characters also, but you can put a max magicka enchant if you'd like, or put tri-stat chance on here. You will lose a little magicka, but you'll gain a little health and a little more resources. And then I have War Maiden shoes, divines, with max magicka enchant. Now you could go 3 impen or 3 reinforced and 4 impen, or you can go well fitted if you want. Well fitted would work also well. You'll be a little more squishier, but you'll be able to run around. I didn't feel that I needed well fitted since we have 17 to 18k stamina. I'm able to break free and completely get out of CCs, and I don't find myself struggling for stamina resources or any of that. Then we have all the jewelry, Eternal Vigor on here. We have spell damage with Arcane, and then I infused this piece for spell damage, and then we have Arcane with another max magic or magicka recovery enchant. So this is going to put us at that 2k mark, like I was saying. Now, you can take one of these out. I don't know if I have it on this character. I didn't grab it. So you can put Ring of the Pale Order right here if you want, and then switch this out. And I didn't put it on here either because I have 2 characters. Sorry. You can put the Pale Order on, and you can take off Slime Craw and put on just like a Dummy House piece, and put War Maiden on here. And then you'll have Ring of the Pale Order. You'll be able to self-sustain heal and stay on your front bar a lot more. I'm just trying to run without any mythics right now, but it does work. And when I go into BGs or non-CP, I put on Dummy House and I put on Stonekeepers. If you don't have Stonekeepers, you can just use, I can't remember what the other set was, but it's the same as Dummy House. It gives you max stamina, max magicka. I have Pen and Divines on this one. So if you do that, you'll be sitting at 35k with still 2k recovery, which is really nice. Our damages are the same. Your crit goes down a little bit, but we're almost at 40%, so it's not too bad. You'll still be critting quite often, not as much as you'd like, but it's still very viable. But it's really nice because, like I said, it puts us up to 35k, and you can run it this way too. You don't have to run with Slime Crawl either. But both ways work, and on my heavy armor build, this is how I have it set up. Is this way right here, except for I'll be running all Eternal Vigor on this, and I'll be an Argonian character with War Maiden on the jewelry, and you can also run it that way with Pale Order also, and just take off Dami House or the Stonekeeper, whichever one you feel you need less resources for, and that can self-sustain you also. Now we'll go back. Let's go into our skills. So on our front bar, we're running Puncturing Sweeps. Unbuffed tooltip, we're at 3460. This actually goes up to like 4 point something K. We're fully buffed up, almost 5 actually, I think. Then we have Inner Light. This is to give us the Magicka and the spell critical and all that, which is really nice. Then we have Degeneration. This is to give us our Major Sorcery, which is also nice and you need, and it puts a dot on them. Then we have Toppling Charge, which is a gap closer and also sets them off balance, which is really nice also, and interrupts casting. And then we have Purifying Light. Then we have Crescent Sweep. This tooltip, like I said, it's 9.5k, but it actually goes up higher than that. It goes to 10.5, almost 11, I think, which is also really nice. Deals damage to everyone and continuous damage. It deals 60% more damage to anyone in your path too, so you can hit multiple people with it. It's an AoE also. It's really cheap. Then on the back bar we have Channeled Focus. This is going to give us our spell and physical resistances. Extended Ritual to cleanse ourselves. This is really nice. This can be a lifesaver, especially with all the dots and the bows and the poisons out there. Honor of the Dead is going to be our main heal. It's expensive heal, but it heals really nice. We get like 6 to 7k ticks sometimes when we're fully buffed up, so this heal's really nice to have. Then we have Race Against Time. This is going to be our CC immunity breaker, and then also it gives us minor endurance and minor or major expedition and minor force, so it's really nice. It's going to give us a little bit of speed boost, help our critical damage out, and it allows us to break free from CCs, but we have enough stats in our resource pools that we should be able to break out without having to use this, but it is still nice to have. Now you could switch this out and put, since we are vampire, if you don't want to go vampire, you don't have to do this, but if you want to go vampire, you can put Elusive Mist here instead and break out. And if you're feeling even more squishy, you can actually put Degeneration on the back bar and put Race Against Time or Mist Form up there if you would like. It's completely up to you. Then we have Elemental Drain, and this is going to proc our Vatashran staff on our back bar, which is also really nice. It's going to do a lot of damage, and it's going to also take down their physical and spell resistances too by almost 6k. So it's with that staff, this is a really good ability, and it's sort of broke, but it's not broke, but it's really, really powerful and good. Then we have Undo. You can put whatever ulti you'd like back on here if you want to use Destra ulti or whatever else you'd like, you can. Even Shooting Star or any of those, it doesn't matter, whatever you want. I just put Undo because I'm actually still leveling it up so that I can get the 10% damage mitigation on the back bar also, along with the passives from the skill line. Now we'll go to our champion points. Now this is just a template, same with the build. You don't have to run it this way. You can run it however you would like. It's completely up to you. This is just how I run mine. We have 40 into Warlord, 14 into Sprinter, 75 into Arcanist, 43 into Mooncalf, 37 into Healthy, 48 into Tumbling, 13 into Shade. You don't have to run these in here. It's just because I left them in there because I use my Gangplar a lot too. I'll have a little bit of different CP when I'm on my Gangplar. We have 43 into Blessed, 48 into Elfborn, 56 into Elemental Expert, 51 into Spell Erosion, 72 into Master at Arms, nothing into the Mage Tree. Then we got 61 into Ironclad, 5 into Spell Shield, You can actually take these out and put these into light armor focus, but 38 into resistance, 47 into light armor focus. I run more into my resistances now because honestly I found that it works a lot better than buffing up all the rest of the stuff. We need nothing into thick skin because we have a cleanse. We're one of the only builds in the whole entire game that has a cleanse, so, or character, sorry. We have 49 into hardy, 43 into elemental, or what is that? Yeah, elemental defender, and then we have 27 into quick recovery. That should be it. I think I covered everything. If I missed anything, just let me know in the comments down below. I appreciate everyone stopping by and checking out the build video. I appreciate all the love and support I've gotten from everyone and helping the channel grow. It means a lot to me. And I will catch you guys on the next build video, which will be coming out soon. Now that all this stuff is fixed, which is finally about time, and it's been nice. But till then, I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day.